everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel. Please don't forget to click on the link below and subscribe. Today we'll be making these hoods / bonnets for newborn and adult. Alright, here is my little pattern. We'll be using Big Twist premium yarn. The top section is my gauge. The pattern is very simple. For newborn, we'll cast on 18 for 66 rows, and for adult, we'll cast on 34 for 120 rows. For quickness purposes, I'm just going to cast on 18 for the newborn. But remember, if you're doing adult, make sure you cast on 34. Alright, I already got my waist yarn on, so let's get started. We'll be making this hat in a flat panel. Just another quick heads up, later in the video, we will be working with crocheting. Sorry, it always takes me a second to get this right. The first row I usually crank very slowly to make sure every stitch catches. My last stitch always catches, so I always have to push it down. Okay, let's go to the other side. Make sure it catches, goes down, and repeat to the other side. When I get to the end of the row, I always make sure my yarn is pulled taut so I can have very neat edges. Alright, we're going to continue this for a total of 66 rows. Okay, I will meet you when you complete your 66 rows. Okay, here's your last row. Alright, now we can cut the yarn. To cast off, I'm just going to use some black waste yarn. Doesn't matter what type of yarn you use, as long as it's a contrasting color and easy to work with. Once again, I go very slowly to make sure every single stitch hooks. Just do a couple rows of waste yarn and then remove from your machine. Okay, this is what it looks like off the machine. Just a little rectangle with your waste yarns at both ends. What we're going to do is fold your work in half to create the shape of the bonnet. Make sure you're not sewing the part with the waste yarn. That's the bottom of the hat right here. Okay, so right here is where we're going to sew the back of the hat. You can graft it or sew it or crochet it, whatever's easier for you. I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, here it is all seamed up. Alright, now we're going to place single crochets in the bottom part of the hat where the waist yarn is. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook or size G. We're just going to attach our yarn at the very end on the very first loop. With the black yarn, it's very to see all the little brown loops that we'll be working in. Alright, let's put our hook in and grab our yarn. It can be a little tricky. Alright, we are going to chain one and single crochet into the same space. Alright, now we're going to single crochet into the next loop also. At this time I try to weave in my ends all at the same time so I won't have to do it later. Oops, I forgot to show you. G millimeter crochet hook. 4mm crochet hook, that's a G. Sorry, I get tongue-tied sometimes. Alright, continue your single crochets. We're going to continue that all the way across the bottom. I'll meet you at the other side. Alright, here's the last two. single crochet. Make sure you get every single loop. Here's the bottom, how it looks so far. Okay, now chain 2. We're going to be putting half double crochets evenly all across the front of the hat. Okay, half double crochet, in the same stitch. I like to put my half double crochets in the space between the knots, if that makes sense. Okay, here's another half double crochet. There's a half double crochet. See this little space between the knot? We're going to do this all the way across, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, let's put these last couple half double crochets in. Make sure you make it to the last corner. Okay, now we're going to chain 2. Turn your work. We'll be doing front post and back post. Okay, we'll do a back post. And a front post, half double crochet. All right, let's make your back post. You go behind the post. There we go. Now pull through 3. That is your back post, half double crochet. Now do a front post, half double crochet. Using the front post and back post creates a texture to your hat. You see how it's like it dips in and pops out and dips in and pops out? I want you to do this all the way across to the other side of the hat. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, we'll put in our last stitch. Alright, and you can fasten off and cut your yarn. Okay, this is what your hat looks like so far. Pretty nice. Alright, the very last thing to do, you need to chain 75 chain stitches. Alright, now just attach it to a needle, like so. And we're just going to work weaving it in and out until we make it to the other side. I'll weave in and out the single crochets that I made on the base of the hat. When you do this, be careful not to split your yarn and try to make it through the spaces. Alright, and continue doing this until you make it to the other side of your hat. Okay, here's what the hats look like completed. If you like it, please press the like button and subscribe below. Thank you again, and goodbye, everybody.